Hey guys, welcome to the Cohn phone. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. There was intense traffic. Worse than usual today. There was an accident on the way here. So I got caught up, but I made it. Also on the way to work, my wife stopped me and said, how come you don't wear your black quality control jacket anymore? I was wearing the red one. And I was like, I don't know where it is. And she was like, is it not hanging in your closet? And so I looked in my closet and it was hanging in my closet. So she said it's important not to wear the same thing every day. So it's 10:07 in the morning and I've already been dunked on, windmill dunked by my wife. So plus there was traffic. So anyway, if you want to call in and tell the world how you feel about the state of the 49ers, the link is in the chat box and in the description. Last time we talked, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have a broken foot and things were looking really good for the 49ers. Now they're still on a 5-game winning streak, but Jimmy Garoppolo's out, and I'd love to know how you guys feel about things going forward. Jack Jackson says, did you know the Niners are 4-0 in the playoffs when Jimmy G doesn't throw a touchdown? Also, if Jimmy signs with another team next year, do we get draft pick? Yes, and it depends on how much money he signs for. If he's here's what you should do. Go back and look at the comp picks that were awarded last year. There'll be an article about it on NFL.com or something. And you'll see there were like 3 guys who got 3rd-round picks for teams, and they're like the highest paid 3. And then after that, so go try to figure out what it would take for Jimmy Garoppolo to get the Niners. It's a lot. He'd have to be one of the highest paid free agents signed. And you'd think, well, if he's a good quarterback, he would be. But he's injured again. All right, let's get right to the calls. We got Fly Guy Ash first, and then Alejandro second. Let's do this. What's up, Fly Guy?
Hey, what's going on, Grant?
How you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing well. This what I kind of want to say a little bit. Right now, we're going in the last little stretch of the season. Things are not looking things. I mean, things are looking good in our favor right now. My question to you is, I've been watching the shows and stuff about Purdy lately. What's going on? My question to you is, do you think Purdy is better than Jimmy? I know we haven't seen a lot from Purdy, but I mean, for me, I think Purdy is better than Jimmy. I know he's a rookie, and I know it's a speculation, but just like the reads that Purdy made in the game, it's just small little things that Jimmy doesn't do that, like, I believe in Purdy. And I feel like a lot more Niners fans need to believe in Purdy. I kind of went a little bit off topic with the question, but
no,
I'm going with Purdy 100% better than Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this last game, it definitely didn't look like he hurt the offense. The offense didn't fall off with Brock. My question is, when he plays more, yeah, he'll gain experience, but there'll be tape on him. There's already a lot of tape on Jimmy, and you got to give him credit for still being able to perform at a certain level despite the fact that the book on him is really sophisticated. Like, what's going to happen to Brock Purdy when teams learn a little bit about him? Is he going to look like a rookie? Like, there's a reason that no rookie has ever won a Super Bowl as a quarterback. So at a certain point, is that going to show for Brock Purdy this year? Or is he just going to be an upgrade? I mean, from a skill set standpoint, I could see why you would say that, right? He's more mobile. His release isn't that much slower. He's just as accurate. I mean, I could see it, but he's a rookie. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he has it. He doesn't throw off his back leg like Jimmy.
Yeah.
His mechanics are better.
Yeah.
And like you said, like guys in the locker room were speaking high of him. You heard what Brandon Ayuk said in that interview.
True.
And basically, to me, that was basically Brandon Ayuk saying, I'm rocking with Purdy, like, not F Jimmy, but like I think Brandon Ayuk thinks that Purdy is better than Jimmy. He clearly said that. Trent is behind him.
I agree.
A few of the guys are behind him.
What he was saying about Brock was like, it's a clear comparison to Jimmy, right? Like, this is what Brock does. I'm not going to compare it to Jimmy, but what you've never heard me say this about Jimmy, right? Kind of like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a good call.
Man. Yeah, nah,
one other thing too about Brock, he was here all off season. He was here OTAs, minicamp, training camp. Jimmy wasn't. The Niners desperately came back to Jimmy at the very end, and he did his thing. He played like he always does. But it'd be interesting if Brock had been playing all season. You know?
Nah, it'd be interesting.
Would. He'd be more. I don't know if he'd be healthy, but he'd be more prepared. I
Not
don't know.
definitely more prepared, and I definitely think our record would be a little bit different too. That's just my take.
And I think it's funny now that
That's
the
my
Niners
take.
are like, hey, we saw this from Brock all along. We've been so confident in Brock. Then why'd you bring back Jimmy? We were so confident in Trey all along. Then why'd you bring back Jimmy? It's like they can't trust what they see with their own eyes sometimes. And they're like, okay, well, we
Yep,
like these guys, but we got to bring back Jimmy. And never really find,
yep,
well, at least they get to find out what they got in Brock now, which is nice.
yep, yep. The Niners can't get over Jimmy. They have a goddamn hard on for Jimmy. And it's sad to say, but hey, salute Jimmy. I appreciate you for everything that you've done for us, but the time is done. I swear to you, Grant. Next season, if Jimmy is still on the roster, I gotta buy you a bottle of wine, man. I don't think he will be better. If he is still on the roster by next year, man.
Where are you calling
Wow.
from?
I'm calling from Marion County.
Oh, nice. Cool. Cool, man.
Marion County.
All right,
Marion
man.
County. I'm on a work break right now, so I had to get
Nice.
my little call in. But yeah, man. I'll let you get back to it. I know you got some other callers. Appreciate it, man. But let's go, Purdy. We got this win over Brady. Uh, man, I can keep going on because man, I also got something to talk about Shanahan. Shanahan, like you said, like your dad was saying on the call, how Shanahan should be crawling over to Tampa to go get Brady. Man,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Kyle Shanahan is he wants Brady bad. He wants him bad, and he basically said that in the interview. But yeah, I'll let you get to it, man. Appreciate it.
Can you imagine what Brady's gonna the statement Brady's gonna try to make this weekend? I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, Fly Guy.
definitely. He's from here. He got a lot to prove. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Josh, put that cigarette out. You good? This is a family show, Josh. All right, let's do it. What's up, Josh?
How you doing today, Grant?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, so I want to talk about this Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance situation,
The
right?
love triangle?
The love triangle, you know? And at first I was thinking about it in terms of quarterbacks, but it's the
Yeah.
wrong way to think about it. You
Okay.
got to think about it in terms of Kyle Shanahan,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because we talked about, well, can Jimmy Garoppolo win a Super Bowl? And, is he talented enough? And can he get there? Obviously he can get there, but what's the limiting factor?
Mhm.
And my opinion was the limiting factor is, will Kyle have faith enough in him not to take the ball out of his hands?
Like he does with
So,
every quarterback.
like he does with every quarterback.
Yeah.
So when we go into the playoffs, if he's just going to take the ball out of Jimmy Garoppolo's hands, then it doesn't matter
Who the
if
quarterback
he
is.
goes to Jimmy in the playoffs or if he sticks with Purdy or whatever, right? The
Either way,
idea
you're going to have
is-
an extremely constipated offense.
right.
You know?
So if I want to take, is Purdy better than Jimmy off the table? Because obviously you cannot compare a seventh round rookie to a 10-year vet. Like that's
Can't.
not a fair comparison. It's not the conversation we should be having. The conversation we should be having is, can Kyle Shanahan, on his third try at a quarterback this season, find a guy that he has faith to run his offense? Because if
Also,
he has,
can Kyle Shanahan keep this one upright too? It's like a dual two-pronged question.
right,
Keep him healthy, bud.
because it really doesn't matter if Brock Purdy looks good or looks promising if he's all banged up and limping around by the time the playoffs come. So like, I think what we got to look at is, in a perfect world, Jimmy comes back for the playoffs, and of course you go with him because he's the established vet.
Right.
Same thing with Lance. Lance is the starting quarterback of this
Sure.
football team. If he's ready to go in any capacity, he should be on the field the moment that he's medically cleared. Right?
That being said, the Niners have worked very hard to say that neither one is coming back this year. That basically forget Lance, and there is the smallest of smallest hopes that Jimmy could come back, which is interesting.
Right.
I mean, they've been very public with that.
You don't want to be publicly putting pressure on a player to come back in that situation.
True.
We're banking on Jimmy coming back, or we're banking on Lance coming back, and then if they don't come back, they let the team down, or it could be perceived in a certain way. Right. And you don't want any part of that. So
you still think that Jimmy's going to make that like triumphant run back onto the court like Willis Reed? Yeah.
Dude, if he can
is that
walk,
Jimmy Garoppolo's music? Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's going to happen. Yeah.
If he can walk, he's going to be trying to get on the field in the first week of the playoffs. I don't think they should let him.
Yeah.
I don't think that a hobbled Jimmy Garoppolo is better than whatever your other options are, right? We saw that last year. We saw him with a bad shoulder and a bad thumb and how limited he was and how much better he was this season once he'd had the surgery and once he was healthy. He's one of those guys that looks good when all of the conditions are perfect, but the moment that you give him some adversity like that, he's going to struggle. He doesn't have any plus attributes that overwhelm, the deficiencies of an injury or not playing in 8 weeks or any of those other things. So if Kyle can find faith in Purdy to run his offense, then play with Purdy. If he
and the team can too. It seems like they're rallying around him. I mean, listen to Ayuk.
But the major concern, and I've heard you voice this the last, 3 days. What happens when you get a book on a player, right? Like,
look at Bailey Zappi. He was the toast of New England. They were like, man, this guy's better than Mac Jones. And then like 3 weeks later, like, hey, man, you just sit on the bench forever. That's what happened to him. And he was drafted ahead of this guy.
So the chances of him being missed on and actually being the guy, right? Because every rookie quarterback goes through the same progression development cycle. They struggle, then they figure some stuff out, then the league adjusts, and then whether they can adjust back determines whether they have a career, right?
Whether they're a starter or not.
Yeah, whether they're a starter. Yeah. And so
frankly, I don't expect Brock Purdy to be a starter. I think the expectation should be that he's a quality backup like Colt McCoy.
Right.
You drafted him with the last pick. You can't be like, this is our franchise quarterback.
So if he can get us 3 wins over the next 5 games and the 49ers go into the playoffs at 11-6, that's the 3 seed. They're good to go. They've got a home playoff game in the first round. He did his job. And the expectation should be set for him. Set us up for somebody else to come back because that takes a lot of pressure off of Purdy to just, be that. Because if Purdy's the guy, then every time he struggles, it's a memorandum on the 49ers' chances for the rest of the season, which is a lot of pressure to put on a young guy. Every time he makes a bad read, the odds of the Super Bowl are changing dynamically in the moment, So it's better for him to just have one singular goal, and then the rest is cake. But I think you're gonna see him do well over the next 2 games. He'll have a 4-day window where no one will have time to adjust to him. He's going to play the Buccaneers. 4 days later, he's going to play the Seahawks. It's basically too short of a period of time for anybody to build a book on him. And then after that, you'll have 11 days where the next team is going to be able to build a book. Washington's got a good defense, right? And you're going to see him tail off at the end of the season. And that's fine. That's fine. That's the expected result. If they can get to the playoffs and get to Jimmy or get to Lance, then they could still have a shot. But if it's really no Jimmy, no Lance, and we are okay with sticking around with a 7th-round pick at quarterback and didn't even try to add anybody, it feels like they waved a white flag and they went, oh, great, we got the perfect excuse.
Agreed.
I don't want it to be that. I really don't want it to be that. But doesn't it feel a little bit like they've got the excuse now and they're comfortable?
Yeah, hey.
Right?
Hey, it would be a great story if we won, but what do you really expect? Third-string quarterback.
And that, as a 49er fan, that sucks. You feel like, even if it was like, and I don't like Baker Mayfield, but even if you were like, oh, well, we called on these, 6 people or whatever, and we feel like we have a better shot. But no, it feels like they were like, yeah, we've got Purdy in the building. We added a guy that, in Josh Johnson that's been on our practice squad. We're good. Like not checking on Mahomes and Watson because you're going to sign, whoever as a free agent in the offseason, Cousins as a free agent in the offseason. It feels like they did that kind of due diligence, right? Did they call Cam Newton? Did they call anybody? Or did they just go, okay, we're good. We've got an excuse now. And that's the kind of thing that, and I keep coming back to every time I call you, I keep trying to end with this. The Yorks allow the Shanahan to be that way. The standard isn't high enough.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see for this city? I want to see a new ownership come in, buy this team, raise the standard, bring the team back to San Francisco where it belongs, build a beautiful stadium, rejuvenate an entire community, be the hope and pride of San Francisco again. And instead, we're okay because we have an excuse. Screw that, man.
Yep.
Screw that.
Great call, Josh. Thanks for calling in, man. That was great.
Have a good one, man.
You too. Strong. Bryant Cope, then CT, then Rod. What's up, Bryant?
Hey, Mr. Grant. Just like what Josh was saying, he's very true. There's a lot of people who want the team to, change ownership, move back to San Francisco. That's probably never going to happen, and it's fine. I think the love thing with Shanahan is they know they already screwed up with Shanahan when they let Shanahan.
If
leave
Elon Musk could buy Twitter, he might buy the
do?
Niners. I'm just saying.
Well,
maybe
I would
there's
be okay
super
with that.
billionaires
I
out
would
there
be
that
okay
just
with
might
that.
want to buy a team.
I'd be super okay with that, but there's a lot of people who hate Elon Musk and won't ever go on Twitter again because of that. So, like, I don't really care who likes the Niners because I like the Niners, and that's all that matters to me. But with the Shanahans moving to Denver, they won 2 Super Bowls. They won it with McCaffrey too, Ed McCaffrey. So now we're rebuilding again. The Niners have been looking for a quarterback since Joe Montana. Steve Young silenced the critics when he came out and won his 1 Super Bowl. If he wouldn't have gotten hurt, he might have won more. And I'm a Steve Young fan, but because he got hurt, he's off. You can't say anything bad about him because he got us that 1. So since then, we haven't had a quarterback. Jeff Garcia, I like him, but Owens didn't like him. He couldn't throw downfield. Then we start going through everybody else. Alex Smith. Now we're at the point where we drafted Trey Lance, Watson, Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Brady. Was all the Niners were looking at. Then they move up to 3, and they draft a rookie quarterback who's raw. Grant, I like Trey Lance, and I want to see the best for him. But this is a Super Bowl roster. This is our window is very slim. We only need a confident quarterback to do check downs because that's all Jimmy did was check down, right? So if we can't get somebody to check down the ball, and we just want to give it to the rookie, and we want to just put our hands up in the air and say, oh, well, he needs 3 or 4 years before he's going to be good. Why don't we just let him sit for a little while? Aaron Rodgers set, all these other people set, then move on with a vet. You've said it. Other people said it. Tom Brady's made mentions that he wants to come to our team. Aaron Rodgers. Why don't we? We're not going to ever be able to trade Trey Lance at this point and get 3 number 1 draft picks. I don't think they were drafting. I don't think they were going to draft a rookie. I don't think that's why they moved up for 3. They moved up for a veteran. Now later on, that might be the best thing they did is move up for him and get him. But if he
I think what happened was they wanted Deshaun Watson, and they were going to trade all that for Deshaun Watson, and then that fell apart, and they were like, well, we already missed out on Stafford. Watson is not an option. What do we do? And so this always felt like a plan C kind of a thing. And then they had a choice between.
Yeah, the night before the draft, they tried to get Rodgers, and Green Bay wouldn't let go of it, and that turned into like, oh, we weren't really serious about it. When you pick up the phone, you're serious. You called the coach and said, hey, can we get him? And he said, hell no, that's my guy. And then Rodgers threw his fit and said, I don't want to play here. Then they give him a bunch of money, and he said, okay, I'll stick around. That's not what we want to do. We want to win now. So if Brock Purdy can win and keep winning, roll with the hot hand. Just roll with the hot hand. If Jimmy's healthy and he can come in, keep him as a backup.
Okay. All right, Bryant.
But that's my thoughts. And,
I love it.
I just want to see the Niners win a Super Bowl.
Sure.
That's all I want.
That's what it's all about, man. Thank you, Bryant. Good call. Always good to see you.
Your video's kind of going in and out.
So is yours. I think might be your connection.
Well, I'll keep the show going if that's what you need me to do.
It's good, man.
I don't think that this guy, at this point, I don't know what the direction the Niners really want to go. Do they really want to win a Super Bowl, or do they just want to sell tickets?
Bryant, I got to take the next caller, man. Thank you. Take care. Rod, you're up, man. What's up?
What's going on, bro?
How you doing?
Pretty good, man. I'm not gonna make mine long. I know you got.
No. You're actually, there's no one else in the waiting room, so it's all you. You got the floor.
Okay, well that's good, bro. First of all, it's good to see you.
I can't see you at all. It's all right though.
Sorry about that, man.
It's all right. What's going on?
On this one here, man. It seems like, man, I got to catch one of your episodes where you and Nails on there together because, man.
Okay.
Y'all guys said something one day that it just took me by storm because I was thinking the same thing. And
Okay.
that comment was Brian Greasy is the person responsible for Jimmy Garoppolo's turnaround.
Hmm.
I'm starting to think it's possibility, like you said long before the offseason began, that man, Jimmy not going anywhere. Kyle knows it, and he bought Brian Greasy for that purpose alone. I think it was for Garoppolo because we both talked about the type of quarterback Greasy was in Miami and in Denver. He was never a dual threat type. He was strictly a pocket passer. And to his dismay, Jimmy Garoppolo has looked a lot better this year. I think like on the 5-game winning streak we had, he's only thrown maybe one interception.
Right.
So
yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I know.
So good job, Brian Greasy. Now he's got to do it with Brock Purdy.
And that's where we land right now.
And he's been working with Brock Purdy all year. This is his guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident.
Very interesting.
About it.
Confident?
And I'm pretty confident in his development as a rookie. What my fears are going to be, and I don't think I've heard anyone discuss this yet, is with this Tampa Bay team we're playing next. Todd Bowles is the head coach, and Todd Bowles has had our number on a couple of occasions in Arizona. Mm-hmm. And, I think he knows Kyle Shanahan's offense a little bit better than most,
he's really good.
He is.
Really good. Yeah.
So, I don't want to.
He's as good as D'Amico as a coordinator.
I think so, too. I think kind of raw the deal that he got in New York when, if I'm not mistaken, that's when Geno Smith got his job.
I don't quite remember. But I do know the thing with Bowles is that as a coordinator, what he's sort of known for is how he brings pressure and manufactures pressure. It's not just like 4 guys rushing. He's very creative, and he's going against a rookie quarterback making his first career start. Usually experienced quality D coordinators like that eat rookies for breakfast. So this is going to be tough for Brock Purdy. Like the Dolphins weren't prepared at all. They had no plan for how they wanted to attack Brock Purdy. Bowles will have a plan, and he's been around for a very long time. I'm not saying that they're going to win, but this is such a bigger test for Brock, and if he does well in this game, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And also, gentleman made a comment earlier about the quarterbacks that we were going after. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to say, me, myself, mm-hmm. I don't hear anybody else ever make this comment that I'm about to make, mm-hmm. but I think Aaron Rodgers has been pretty much a poster child quarterback to me. And the reason I say that is because you just think about it, man. You got to sit behind Brett Favre for 4 mm-hmm. years. The year that you were given the keys to being the starter, the team was built. And I noticed his number one secret weapon before he started to regress as far as getting wins in postseason is when they lost the tight end Jermichael Finley. Wide receiver.
Yeah, if you remember when Rodgers stepped in, he had a ton of weapons.
A ton of them.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody always has called this guy the number one quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Since. I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback.
Wow.
And I think that's what people need to just stop lying to themselves. You got a division with the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lions, and the Minnesota Vikings, a team that always seems to finish second to you. This is the reason why you guys can jump off to good starts every season, because within your own division, you don't really have much of a challenge.
It's true, man. Rod, I got to take more callers, though. Sorry, okay. Aaron Rodgers. Shots fired. Good to see you, Rod.
Take it easy, Grant.
Take care. All right, man. Later. Rocky says, what is this team's Super Bowl window with the current D? It's now. As long as they got Bosa and he's not hurt, it seems like they got a Super Bowl window. I need to call in, says Oscar. Okay. Do that. Do that then. CT, what's up?
Long time, first time. Been a huge fan of yours, Grant. And actually, I'm from Connecticut, and I'm flying out to the Bay Area tomorrow morning, going to see the game. I'm going to be in town. So please, I need some good insights for restaurants. Please let me know.
Where are you staying, South Bay or San Francisco?
We're staying in San Carlos. I'm I guess
Same
it's
call as South
supposed
Bay.
to- Yeah, same
All right,
color.
well, so Five Guys, Chick-fil-A. I'm just playing.
No,
Cheesecake Factory.
Don't do me like that. Come on.
I'm playing. I'll get back to you on that.
Please do. But
Yeah.
there's a couple of things I want to touch base with. Oh, also, your dad is the bomb. R.I.P. to your mom. You guys are great. You also moved the needle. I've been a huge 49ers fan ever since they played the Dolphins back in '84. That's how long I'm going back.
Damn.
But here's a couple of things that I need to touch base on that I want to talk about this game. The key matchups, our defensive line versus their offensive line. We know that the way it's set up, that's going to be us winning. But here's some good things, like Tom Brady versus Hufanga. I think Brady's been watching him, and I think Brady's going to bait his ass. Don't get me wrong. I love Hufanga, and I love them both. And I think Tom Brady right now is not playing anywhere near what his career capability has been, and our defense is extremely suffocating. But I think he's waiting to set Hufanga up in a key position. I want us to be up by 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? Going into the fourth quarter in order for my heart and my anxiety to go down. I think we could get him after that. Secondly,
I'm a little nervous about – they caught Hufanga and the Niners, the Dolphins last week in that quarters coverage, and they had that easy touchdown. Like, what was that? I'm sure the Bucs saw that, and if the Niners aren't disguising their coverage as well, that's going to keep happening. So
yeah.
It's Hufanga, it's D'Amico. I sit up in the press box, and Dante Whitner's like 3 seats over, and he's a DB, and he's constantly saying like, "Hey man, they're not disguising their coverages," and he'd be like, "Hey, when I was here with Fangio, like we disguised our coverages." Sorry to put Dante on blast like that, but it's something to if he notices it.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's funny you say that because Hufanga was on Richard Sherman's show this week, and he was talking about that, and he said how they keep continuously trying to between the cover one and cover 4 that they try to disguise it and it gets thrown off. And because Richard was there, he was naming some of our defensive calls and checks. Like, you should be paying attention. Hufanga was blown away. He forgot that, Sherm knows all the calls because he was on that defense, which was great as well. My next thing, though, that you just touched based on in the previous caller, though, was Brock versus Todd Bowles. Just like Bill Belichick, everybody goes after these rookie QBs and gives them things that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a really scary matchup.
Yeah. Especially considering that Kyle Shanahan didn't have a lot of easy solutions for the quarterback against blitzes in the last game. It was like, hey, Brock, run around. Oh, no, make this throw while taking a shot in the face. Nice.
And I've seen you talk about that all week long, like our blitzes them blitzing against us is opening up and we don't protect our QBs. But the one thing that you can't say, I never heard anyone mention it, but I think Brock, from the little pieces that we saw, he's a more athletic Jimmy.
No doubt.
He's elusive to where we want him. He's small, but he can't take those hits. He shouldn't be getting hit. But he's capable of, like I was watching a play where the guy was coming in on blitz, and you could see him watching the blitzer come in, and he baited him in and still had enough elusiveness to get out and still make that out. Jimmy can't do that. Jimmy can't do that. Nor can he get out and throw the goddamn ball out, throw it away. And that's part of the reason why we're in this predicament right now. I want Trey Lance back as possible. And another thing, a key thing to beat Tom Brady, up the middle. Pressure up the middle. Eric Armstead coming up the middle at the D tackle with those 6'7" long arms, and that pressure, that's something different. And with his second week being back, hopefully he's more conditioned and he's a little bit more effective. Don't get me wrong. I don't remember seeing him pop on tape last week, but that defense is smothering. So we'll see. Like Nick Bosa, he'll have something for Nick Bosa. Tom Brady's used to Nick Bosa. And I'm not trying to – I love Nick Bosa. I think he's amazing. But that pressure off the edge, he's used to that. Coming up the middle is a huge thing. And that's what the Giants did to beat them twice, in the Super Bowl. That made a big difference.
It's true. CT, great call, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing, and don't fold for them. Give the opinion. Be the opposition. Don't sit down and lay down and believe everything they want. They need that. And I enjoy watching those press conferences because you get under Kyle's skin, and like you can see, he's like, here comes Grant with his shit. Yeah, keep bringing it because it holds them accountable. All right?
All right,
We
man.
need that.
See you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right. That face that Kyle gets when I start answering a question. That's the face, right? I love that. I live for that, man. All right. What's up, Kenny?
Hey, what's going on? That needs to be a T-shirt. Here comes Grant with his shit. Real quick,
Yeah.
man. Kudos to you and your dad, man. I love that show.
Thank you.
I love it, man. Real quick, I like Brock Purdy. And it sounds crazy, but watching him in preseason, I was like, oh, okay. I could see why we got rid of the I can't remember the other guy's name.
Sudfeld.
Yeah, and they kept him because I remember watching. I said, oh, and then Sunday I didn't feel nervous, but he's patient in the pocket. I will say that.
Yep.
He's way patient. I was like, I kind of like 4 seconds. Like I like him. I think
he seemed more confident and calm than Jimmy.
Way more. That's when I saw how long he took in the pocket. I was like, okay, I don't feel the same anxiety that I did when watching Jimmy.
Right.
I like him. I think we still have a good chance, and just take it each Sunday at a time.
Yeah.
Going into the play, I think once he finds his rhythm, the kid can play.
Yeah.
The kid can play. Other than that, man, only thing I'd say, let's stop the wide back. Debo in the backfield does not work anymore.
Nope.
It's done. It's done.
And it's not needed anymore. You got McCaffrey and Mason. You did it last year because you needed it, and it worked.
Yeah.
Now you don't need it, and it doesn't work.
And thanks for highlighting what Brandon Ayuk said, because I went straight to that interview as soon as you posted it, and we never heard them talk like that about Jimmy.
No.
And that's what you need, that type of chemistry right there, that trust. And Ayuk, I think, to me, is our best receiver we have right now.
Yeah.
And let's get killed.
What did Ayuk like about Brock Purdy? The not only the professionalism and preparation, which I think people have questioned about Jimmy because they don't know where he is in the offseason, but also his communication.
Exactly.
His communication. Ayuk's not going to go up to the quarterback. It's not his personality. So he appreciated that. That's a leader.
And the accountability.
Yep. Oh, that's a big one too. It's on me.
How can you not respect that?
Yeah.
So I think we'll be all. I think the 49ers will be okay. I think we'll be okay. Just take it one Sunday at a time. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this Brady thing is still. I can't understand how Tom Brady calls your phone and wants to play. When he grew up a Niners fan, it's a no-brainer to me. I don't care who we have.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny, they said no, and since then, they're on their 5th starting quarterback.
It's ridiculous.
5th. And now he's coming to town to play Brock.
And it kind of scared me because I heard Skip. It might have been clickbait, but they put it up there like saying he's going to take revenge on us for not taking him.
I mean, he's the biggest competitor of all time, and you just gave him. You made it personal. You made it freaking personal with him. He wanted to come home and be close to his parents. His mom's a cancer survivor, and you slammed the door in his face. This is hometown. This is his team. He could buy it.
His story is already.
Yeah, man.
This shit made for Disney.
He could have won multiple Super Bowls for you already, and you said no. Already. Yeah.
So that's all I say. I like the point you and your dad were making about it was basically how Brady. It just made sense for him to like it. It made sense about Kyle. That's what it was. It was about Kyle checking his ego.
Yeah.
He has to check his ego, man.
Gonna have
and
to.
I think he's a little bit of a control freak because he can't do the certain things he does if we had Brady.
It's true.
That's it, man. That's all I wanted to say. But I think Purdy's gonna be all right, man.
I love it, man. Thanks for calling in. Love the positivity. Good to see you, Kenny. Later. Real quick, Zach says Kyle shot confidence with unnecessary Jimmy news. I don't think that came from him. I think it came from Jimmy. Jeffrey says, any chance after this week Kyle calls Drew Brees? Could he be a better option off the couch than Brock and Jimmy? Well, I think that's kind of what Josh Wyatt was alluding to. Like, why wouldn't you call someone like that? Call a Hall of Famer who's been out of the league a year or two and say, hey, do you want to win a Super Bowl for 2 months of work? But no, they don't know the system. All right, let's take someone else. Kenny G.
Grant, what's happening, man?
What's up, Kenny? How you doing?
With the Jimmy Ward, how he hit you, man. Hey, man.
Grant. Yeah.
Grant. Hey, man, just want to say shout out to you, man. I've been watching your channel here. This is probably my first season watching you, man.
And, thanks, man.
I mean, catching between you and Jesse and Jose and your pops, man. Love your guys' content with your pops, man. Y'all two I got a special relationship with my pops too, man. So it's definitely cool to see this out there. But I wanted to touch on the Josh Wyatt thing, man. They're kind of talking about reaching out to a veteran. We saw what Drew Brees was before he left. Not much of an arm, could barely get it down the field.
True.
This offensive line ain't what it is, especially with 69 right there at right tackle.
True.
I don't think Drew Brees will last too long in it. And the second
he was
point
getting beat up in New Orleans at the end, right?
But
I mean, what did he get, like 6 broken? So one of the Niners knocked him out, right? Was it Contavious Street? Just lit him up.
Yeah,
you're right.
Right up, straight up the middle. Yeah. So, second point I want to bring up is, or not a point, but a question to you is, depending on how Brock Purdy performs on this, what will your perspective change on him? Let's just say he goes in there. I don't expect him to throw over 30. I think he'll have a good game if he throws under 30. We'll say between, the regular 25 to 30 passes. Let's say he does 250 yards, no turnovers, and 2 touchdowns. It sounds far-fetched, but that's a hell of a game in our system.
Dude, I have to give my dad a nice bottle of wine if that happens. I already made a bet that that's not going to happen. I'll be real impressed. But as Josh Wyatt pointed out, I think like the chest is like, give the league a month. Give the league a month and then see how that goes. Also, give Kyle a month. Can you keep a quarterback upright? Those are the 2 things. But if this is a huge game, and if he beats Brady, it's going to be tougher for Brady to make the call to Jed York and be like, hey, I want to be your quarterback next year. He'd be like, dude, you couldn't even beat Brock Purdy. Get the hell out of here. You're washed. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Do you think you think if he's baiting him to come here based on his press conference, for Tom Brady to come over, that he made a mistake? Do you think we might want to take it easy or a slow game for Tom Brady not to make him look too bad? Because right? I'm just saying. You
want to put it on Tom Brady and let him know, like, hey man, if you want to never feel that again, come play with us. If you want to never face Nick Bosa again, come play with us.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're sorry for the first time.
Yeah, right. The 2019 mistake.
Yeah.
And but if you look at the last game though, quite what we do in Miami. Nick Bosa had that stunt where he came right up the middle. I think it was Armstead took 2 guys to the right, and then Bosa came right up the middle. I think the gentleman before that was talking about, not Kenny, but the dude before that, was talking about how they're expecting Nick Bosa to come off the edge. Yeah, but you can use that as a decoy with Armstead being sprinkled in a little bit, take 2 guys to the right, bring them up, stun up the middle.
Sure.
But
that's cool.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
I honestly think we're going to cook them. So, Grant, appreciate you, man. I'll let you be. I know you got some more calls, man. But, hey, man, keep doing your thing.
All right, Kenny, good stuff. Thinks he's going to cook him. Brock Purdy. Can we get like a Chef Brock kind of – we got to get Brock the chef. I don't know what it would be. Eddie says Kyle wants all the credit for number 6. No, and so do I. That's why I'm quality control. Jesse, what's up, man? You're I got you.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's good, Grant?
What's
long
up,
time,
Jesse?
man. How's it been?
Good. How you been?
It's been good, man. It's been a fun season. It's been a roller coaster of a season, man. It's been ups and downs, but now it's just like the biggest like plot twist of them all. Like Jimmy down again. We're getting like the full Jimmy G full experience these last couple months and stuff. Like every time that the Niners front office kind of backs Jimmy up on public. So like, I don't know if you saw that article that came out on Sunday morning where it says like, oh, we're open to Jimmy coming back and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like every time this happens, he gets injured. Remember when he got signed after that 5
Bad
games?
Football karma, man.
Right?
Bad football karma.
I think like the front office needs to show on supporting Jimmy publicly like that. But either way, there's always something wrong with Jimmy getting injured. But either way, like, what's like kind of like the expectation for Brock Purdy this game? Is it like just comparing him like to Jimmy? Do you think like he's gonna actually show out and like is like, let's say Purdy has a mediocre game, basically a Jimmy G type of game. Does this kind of like salvage the Niners season, or does this like going into playoffs is going to be like a big plus?
If they lose this game, it's bad. It's a kind of not a must-win game, but it's important because if they can't beat the Bucs at home, now you got Seattle on the road. That's a tough game if you can't beat Tampa. So it seems like if he wins and doesn't play that well, no one cares. If they lose and he doesn't play well, it's a problem. And if they lose and he plays well, it's a conundrum. So I guess we'll have to see.
Definitely, because I still think this team's going to make the playoffs regardless. I mean, Seattle, like, they're injured. They're starting to get injured in the backfield, and like who knows how much Geno Smith's gonna perform like to the end of the season. Like, yeah, he succeeded like the beginning, but like who knows when the wheels will fall off with Geno Smith. Man, I give him credit. Like he resurrected his career and all. I mean, like it looks like we're playing the Cardinals the end of the season. Cliff might not even be coached by then, so like I think that might be an easy win. A lot of the Raiders like building momentum, but definitely want to call that out, man. But one thing though too, I had a question like on McDaniel. Like I heard I read a headline on Kyle's buddy. What's his buddy from NBC? Quarterback Chris Sims. Yeah, so he was like saying that like McDaniel exposed that Niner defense. Do you find any truth to that, or is just that
McDaniel exposed the Niner defense? I mean, he got some guys open, but they scored 17 points, so that's a stretch. Jesse, I got 12 people waiting though, man. I got to take some more calls. Man. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you.
See you next time.
Good stuff. Oscar, you've been waiting. What's up?
How you doing, Grant? Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you too.
Glad I met you in Atlanta.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Yes, sir. But I was calling because I think Debo may have dropped a gem last night on his Twitter account, and he went back.
He blocked me. Tell me, he blocked me.
He posted last night we tweeted last night on his Twitter account that Trey Lance will save us, and then he went and deleted it. So
are you serious?
I'm dead. So I tried to go back.
Wow.
I tried to go back and like screenshot it.
Who do you think called him? Debo? Take that. How many times? We're not supposed to talk about that. That is a secret.
He told him. It on his, I must have woke up around 3 o'clock this morning East Coast time, and it was on his Twitter account.
Wow.
And then I went back to go try to find it again, and it was gone. But it said Trey Lance will save us.
That's hella funny. Well, this season is so intriguing, right? Like someone's lurking behind a like a door, and it's gonna open up when the playoffs start, and it's gonna be which quarterback is it? Jimmy? Trey? It's gonna be like the WWF, and all of a sudden their theme music's gonna come on. I can't wait. Who do you think it's gonna be? Jimmy or Trey? Who's it gonna be? Comes back. Neither? One? Both?
I'm gonna say Trey. I'm with Debo.
I like it. That's great. Thank you, Debo. He broke news.
Right.
He's a reporter now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, Oscar. Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention. He blocked me. I should know. I have to. That's why I need a burner account so I can do my job. Damn.
Right.
I appreciate you. All right,
yes,
Oscar.
sir. You have a good one.
Peace. Novin. Then Dennis. What's up, Novin?
What's up, Grant? Hey, longtime fan, first time caller. Appreciate everything.
Thanks.
And your pops.
You calling from LA? I'm guessing because you have a Kobe thing on your freaking wall.
Yeah, on my wall, right? No,
yeah.
I'm Orange County, actually. Niner fan, Laker fan.
He lived in Orange County, didn't he?
He did. He lived in Newport.
He did. That's right.
All
right. Did you ever meet him?
I did. That's how I got that jersey, man. I got it signed by him. Yeah.
Was he like hella nice to you and stuff? And he talked. Everyone says that he's hella nice.
Super nice, man. He was over at it's a Mexican restaurant in Newport Beach. It was right down the street from his house, and he'd be there a lot. I was there, and I was wearing it, and he was there, and he was nice enough to sign it, man.
I was at UCLA from 06 to 10, and I'm from the Bay, and I didn't understand how SoCal feels about Kobe. I mean, he is a saint down there, and everyone had those. At least back then, everyone had his shoes. I remember that, and I was like, "Ooh, go Warriors! We won a playoff series." Everyone was like, "Who the hell are the Warriors?" Yeah. Anyway, what's up?
Kobe was the guy.
Yeah.
Like David Beckham and Gordon Ramsay there. It's just like
he was anyway. He was like Barry Bonds was up here, except even more loved. People Anyway.
I cried for like 3 hours straight when I found
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
let's talk Niners.
Yes.
No one cares about the Lakers.
Yeah, we're trash right now.
Yeah.
Kenny and CT, I want to build up on what they were saying. Like, your ability to hold Kyle accountable, man, like, keep doing what you're doing in those press conferences, man. Sometimes the stuff that he says, where he's just like, "Oh, I don't know why I said that," or, "Hey, these are the plans for Trey, and now it's changed." It's like, man, I work in the IT world, man. If you can't explain why you're doing something, and then if someone asks you, like, "Hey, why are you doing that?" or "Why'd you say that?" and you respond
just
with
throw your hands.
Yeah, it's just like
I said that. I don't know why I said that. Like, yeah, you said that.
Yeah, you're like, then what are you doing up there, man? It's like, okay.
So you're just bullshitting then.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
cool.
That's
sweet.
how I feel as a fan. I'm like, dude, I feel
Yeah.
like this guy thinks I'm stupid, and that
Yeah.
pisses me off even more.
Because I keep trying to ask him why Trey Lance isn't coming back, and then I got like his quote. So instead of like pressing him on it, be like, "Hey, you said this. Do you still feel this way? And if not, what changed?" And he was like, "I said that? That's the darndest thing. I say crazy things, don't I?" Ha! Moving on. It's like, wow, man. What other coach would do that? Yeah.
It's crazy.
Ha!
But
Yeah.
your ability to hold them accountable, and like, I can't understand what the Niners have been doing. Their inability to get the quarterback position right. You say no to Tom Brady. You bring Trey Lance in. You trade a bunch of draft picks. Then you say, okay, the quarterback position is not the problem. We need a running back. I love Christian McCaffrey, but then you trade the whole draft right when you could have gone for secondary, offensive line.
You hadn't even seen what you got in Jordan Mason yet. Now it's like, oh, actually, Jordan Mason's our best running back. So McCaffrey, we're gonna.
Fantastic.
It's like we didn't know. Yeah.
It's mind blowing to me, and I feel so bad for Trey, and pushing Brock Purdy best. And I don't put any of this on Jimmy. Jimmy is who he is, right? Like you look at him, it's like, okay, he threw an interception down the middle. That's who he is. I can't be mad at him. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's going out there. He's making money. His camp is going out there and putting a bunch of stuff up like, hey, we're still here. We're still good. And that's fine. You're doing what you're doing. You make your money. I don't put anything on Jimmy anymore because he's a professional, man. He's handled everything with class. He does everything well there. But, man, just Kyle and John and Jed and the whole York family just not being able to figure out this quarterback position and going for other positions, filling things in now. So, I don't know. I feel bad for Trey.
They treat it like it's the least important position, right?
Yeah. They're treating it like
we're so good everywhere else. We don't even need a quarterback. All he has to do is come in and dink and dunk. Like, no, you're not gonna win a Super Bowl dinking and dunking against Patrick Mahomes. You tried. You scored 20 points. It wasn't enough. That's why you brought in Trey Lance. And they're like, no. We want to dink and dunk with Brock Purdy. Like,
it's mind blowing to me. The only once in the history of the NFL has like a a backup quarterback like Nick Foles, like go on and taking your team. So it's just like you got to have a freaking all pro caliber quarterback. When you like, it's just mind blowing to me, man. Like, and so I put this all on the York family, on Jed, on Kyle, on John, to not be able to just get this quarterback position figured out. And I will never understand why you said no to Tom Brady. Like, he won the Super Bowl that year. It's like you
got Tom Brady on the other team against Brock Purdy. Wow. All right, man. Novin, great call.
Great call.
Good to see you, man. All right. Nothing against Brock Purdy, but just the optics of it, like the guy you could have had and the guy you have. The greatest quarterback of all time, Mr. Irrelevant. I mean, whoa. And, of course, Mr. Irrelevant could win, and it could be like a whole David and Goliath thing, and we love those stories, but damn. KS only says with you. Journos must be nervous. I notice he doesn't say when he talks to his team. All right, I'm going to get Bon Swag and then Dennis.
Grant, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, represent Compton, California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We in here. Hey, I'm a big fan of you. Big fan.
Because there are no Rams fans, right? Is that how's it work in LA these days?
Man, I mean, you got Rams fans, but man, it's not a gang out here. It's a lot of.
Okay.
They're little. Yeah.
All right.
We big out here, you know. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of your show. I mean, everybody in the house know who you are. They're like, oh, there go Grant again, huh? So,
yes, thank you.
Yeah, so I'll make it quick.
Right.
I'll make it quick. I know you got some calls. Yeah, man. So first thing first, I know I always talk about. I sent you a message talking about Tyler Huntley, right?
Ooh, yeah. Yep.
So I don't know how we can make it happen.
Casually.
People look. He's a mini Lamar Jackson, man. Like when he get in the game, he win games. And I don't know how we can make it happen. I love Trey Lance. Trey Lance is our future. I'm Trey area all day, but Huntley, we got to find a way to get him. That's all I'm saying.
You figure if the Niners were committed to quarterbacks like Trey Lance, I love that, they would bring in someone like Tyler Huntley, but they don't. They keep bringing in quarterbacks like freaking Jimmy, which makes me wonder. I feel bad for Trey. Is he ever going to get his chance?
He should. He should. And if not with the Niners, somebody else, and they're going to feel stupid, you know?
So stupid. Because if he leaves and becomes who he should become somewhere else, I mean, that just makes it even worse. Yeah. So don't let that happen.
Don't let it. He's a fighter, so he gonna make sure he do it on purpose. And real quick before I get up out of here, I like Jimmy. Nothing against Jimmy. I like you when you're good. I hate you when you're not. I'm a Gemini. What can I say? But yeah.
So
man,
you have.
going,
I mean, so that's an emotional roller coaster with Jimmy every month.
Yeah, I think his attitude and his smile just. I mean, you can't pass it up.
Yeah, you can't get mad at him. He just stands there and smiles and doesn't say anything controversial.
Exactly.
This is my impression of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. That's
Forever.
Him. That's him.
Forever.
And signing autographs.
Hey, we won. We lost.
Yeah, he like a super. he look like Superman, man. Come on, that's
pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah, let me let you get up out of here, man. I know you gotta get out of here, and appreciate it.
All right, man. See you, bye.
All right.
Just calling from his backyard tent. That was tight. I love that. If you can make your background as visually interesting as possible, that's always a win. When you're going on camera. Josh says, can we say we won the Lance trade? Our portion of that trade wasn't even on the field, and the Niners still spanked them with what they got from those picks. F them picks. I mean, if you look at it that way, sure, I like that. Dennis. It's Dennis time. What's up, Dennis?
What's good? So
good.
I just want to piggyback off of the other dude, a couple dudes ago that you was talking to. I actually saw that tweet about by Debo also too.
Debo, yeah.
About Trey Lance gonna save us all. I actually seen that one in a reply to it, but I really didn't pay attention to who sent it. I just seen it and was like, oh yeah, I like that, and I replied to it too. But yeah, I actually saw it too. But yeah, I think Purdy's gonna be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I think the key to beating the Bucs with Tom, everybody knows, is Tom is a dude that is gonna need to stand in the pocket, and he wants to see things, and if he can be untouched and he can just stand there and do what he do, then he's dangerous. You know what I mean? But if our front four can get on him, then I think that's really going to be the key to beating Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Is getting on him and getting him off his spot. And, you know what I'm saying? Guys falling at his feet and hitting him and things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to disrupt Tom. Other than that, keeping his ass on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying?
Niners did a good job of that with the Dolphins last week, man. The Dolphins were rarely on the field.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, man, look, bro, we got to stop this. Jimmy is accurate narrative, because Jimmy is not accurate, bro. You feel me? If the passes, one of them lateral
more than 10 yards
passes they throw,
it's true. If it's more than 10 yards down the field,
bro.
yep.
Yeah, because you done seen him. We all done seen him miss Juszczyk deep. We done seen him miss McCaffrey deep. We done seen him, when he does throw over the middle, more than 10 yards down the field, it's always high. We done seen him throw them stupid lateral passes to Kittle and get him hit low and get his neck.
He throws a lot of high passes, man. A lot of high passes. I think his ball placement is super overrated. Hey, watch that throw to Christian McCaffrey down the sideline. Tell me he's accurate, man. No. He's got no touch on his throws. Everything is flat. So he can't throw anything that has to have a little bit of touch. No.
Right. Nah, I don't subscribe to that narrative right there, man. But I'm definitely pulling for Trey to come back, bro. Like I feel like it. I don't know if it's something that we're creating or we're seeing and we're guessing about it. You know what I mean? But or if Kyle is really committed to Trey, but I feel like
Debo just opened the can of worms there, right? Thank you, Debo.
Right.
Thank you, Debo.
Right. Like we done had hella years of Jimmy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't get a full year. We can't get a full year.
You can't even get 5 starts, man. Nah.
Come on, man. Like how many years that we didn't have a Jimmy's bullshit? Like I don't even care about his perfect jawline and he smiles and all this. Man, fuck all that, man. I want a quarterback that can play. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want, man. I don't care about how he looks. He can be ugly as hell. I don't care, man. Just get us to the chip and win. Win the damn thing, man.
Dennis, I gotta go, man. Good stuff, though. I love you. Good stuff.
All right,
Peace,
bro,
Dennis.
for sure. Go.
All right. My homie Lil Half Dead says, remember when Grant was cool before his head blew up? First of all, I was never cool. Let's just end that myth. And second of all, yeah, my head blew up. Yeah, it did. And there's nothing you can do about it now. You can't undo it. I'm just insufferable. I was worse. I was bad before. Now I'm worse. It's just the way it is. Shreddy Murphy.
Yo, my fault, bro. I'm over here looking at my questions for you, man. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, what happened with Debo? I heard you just talking about something.
They said that I'm blocked. I can't watch his Twitter activity, but apparently he said that He tweeted last night that Trey's going to save us. And then he took it down. Meanwhile, you got Brandon Ayuk trying to be the leader over here saying we're going to rock with Brock. And Debo's like, nah, Trey's coming back. So I don't know.
Man, well, speaking of Trey, that's my first question. Does his return concern you? Because, like, okay, yeah, like, I think for everybody when Trey got drafted, it was like, all right, we all know what Trey brings and, like, you know, what is already on the field and how that's going to just be this explosion of, like, you know, RPO and all this stuff. But it seems like Kyle, you know, didn't. You make the joke about counter bash, right? He was drawing up counter bash on the airplane. That shit is still funny to this day.
Yeah.
So long story short, it's like I don't know that I'm like super excited. I mean, I'm excited to see Trey on the field, but I'm also concerned that he's just gonna get used the same exact way he was used in week 2, right? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like if that's how they felt they needed to use him then, why would they feel that he's more progressed and developed as a passer now? He hasn't been in practice. He's been rehabbing. So maybe that's even more, like, all the more reason why they don't want to play him. It's like they have a progression for him, and they don't want to get back to that now.
Right. So that
involves running him.
Right. More running, more weird stuff that he shouldn't be doing, more stuff opposite of the game plan that was called for Brock Purdy and all that. So that leads me to my next question is, like, I'm honestly looking ahead to, like, best landing spots for Trey. Like, if I had to look at the NFL right now, what would be, like, the best team for him to go to? That's where I'm already there, because I feel like, you know, if Brock Purdy, you know, does well, gets him to the championship, there is going to be a QB competition next year between him and Trey Lance. And then if Tom Brady is in the mix, obviously there's going to be he's going to sit again. So I'm honestly looking like, you know, what would be a good landing spot for him. This is also kind of hypothetical too, but it's more so based on the fact that I don't think Kyle really can coach Trey or plug him in the way based on his skill set. You know what I mean? That's kind of what he showed with his first go round. So I'm looking at New Orleans maybe as a good spot for him. You know, it's really like a team. And if Tom Brady leaves, obviously Tampa, I think I threw the comment out there. But what he needs is a team that isn't, you know, trying to get to the Super Bowl, like a team in rebuild mode, kind of. Go ahead.
I got one. Atlanta.
Yeah.
They were rumored to take him with the 4th pick if the Niners didn't take him with the 3rd. They got a new coach. They want to run the ball.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah. It's NFC South, man. I mean, I think that's a good landing spot for him. That's really my 2 cents, man. But I think it's worth starting to kind of have that conversation. Like, you know, what's a good landing spot for him? Because, I mean, I'm a Trey fan. I'm a Niner fan first, hands down. So if Glock Purdy's doing his thing, you know, I'm going to rock with Glock, you know. But I'm also a Trey fan as well. Want to see it, you know, young man of color do his thing, even if it's not on San Francisco. So, I mean, I'm looking ahead to, like, what's the best option for him, you know.
NFC South. Love it, Shreddy. Thanks for calling in.
All right, later, man. Keep it up.
All right, man. See you around. Roberto. How you doing, Roberto?
What up, Grant?
What's up? Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man. This is my first time calling in, man.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Texas, man.
Oh, nice.
All the way from Texas, man. You know, rapping my Niners all day over here in the Cowboys territory, but you know, always rapping my Niners every day, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man. This is my first time calling, man, and I watch your show, you know, like every day.
Mm-hmm.
Watching like your lives and what you're gonna talk about. And I wanted to say, man, I feel good about this Sunday, man.
Why?
With Brock Purdy.
Tell me why.
Because you know, I like what he did versus the Dolphins. He wasn't like scared. He wasn't like nervous, getting like panic or like, you know. He did his thing, man. Yeah, man. I like when when he threw that ball, when he got hit like in the face.
Yeah.
I was like a nice cat, slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanna say, man, that it says what happened to Jimmy, man.
Mm-hmm. It does. It really does.
Yeah, man. I know why he got hurt. I think he got hurt because Mike McGlinchey, you know, didn't do his thing, man. McGlinchey got him hurt. And
yeah, he definitely missed his block on that play.
yeah, man, and it starts with Jimmy. You know, they say he might be out for the season, but now that I hear about that he might be back for the playoffs, like 7 or 8 weeks. Yeah, yeah, man, in like 7, 8 weeks, he might be back, man. But who knows? Yeah, man. So like, I want to tell you, man, that like they say that some people, I don't know who, I heard somebody say that somebody wants Trey to come back, but you know, like Kyle Shanahan said that he might not come back. So, like,
Sounds
play.
like neither Jimmy nor Trey is coming back. Like this is the Brock Purdy production from here on out, if they can keep him healthy.
Yeah, but you know, man, in my opinion, man, I'd rather save Trey for next season, man, because if we play him in the playoffs and then he gets hurt,
Ooh.
man, yeah, he
That's a good
gets,
point.
let's
If
say
he
he
gets hurt again,
gets hurt in the playoffs, man, and then you know
next
how,
season's screwed too.
yeah, man, then you know it takes like the recovery,
Yep.
like months and months, and then
Yep.
you gotta go to recovery again, and then what if he's not ready for next season,
Good point.
or I'm gonna say just I'm just gonna say, man, let's just rock with Brock Purdy. I don't know, man. If he can take us to the Super Bowl, man, that will be what a nice story, man.
It will.
Like,
It'll be like the best story of all time, Roberto.
yeah, they're gonna say, they're gonna say Jimmy got hurt, he's out for the season, and here comes the backup, Brock Purdy. He beats the Dolphins.
Oh, snap! He bounced. I didn't do it. He left. Everyone's leaving. All right, Bob H. What's up, man?
What's happening?
How you doing?
I'm living. I'm out here in Iowa.
I'm living too. Yeah, I like that. You're in Iowa?
Yeah, Des Moines, Iowa, out in the capital. And I just wanted to call in and talk some trash about Trey Lance and then talk about my boy Purdy.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry to say, but the only thing Trey Lance is going to save is a couple strippers.
Ooh.
I mean, he took what, a year before the draft, and what played Madden all day. I don't know what he did.
I don't know.
I mean, you can work out all day, but that ain't reps. And then let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy's just got it. I mean, he's got 4 years in the bag, playing in the Big 12. What Trey Lance played in my little brother conference. I don't know what he did.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm not trying to be too bad.
I'm letting you go. So you're from Iowa, like, do you know, how far back do you go with Brock? How far back do you go with Trey? Because they're both kind of from out there. Well, I know Brock is.
I've been watching Brock since day one. I'm an Iowa State fan through and through.
Okay. So what do we need to know about a Brock from someone? Because I'm catching up.
He's like everybody else, man. He's got his ups, his downs. I mean, I know everybody wants Tom Brady to be on the Niners, and that's cool. And maybe he could put Brock under his wing, but Tom Brady ain't gonna last forever. He's got to move on to Fox and make that money and pay off his wife.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I mean,
Brock hasn't been divorced yet or married, so he's got that going for him.
He's got that going. He did. He's got a girl. But yeah, I mean, I called this situation early in the year. I was like, Trey Lance is going to get hurt because he ain't playing. And then Jimmy G is going to break because he's made of glass. And then it's going to be on Brock Purdy sooner or later. So that's just what happened.
Is Brock Purdy going to stay upright, or is it going to be on Josh Johnson in a few weeks?
Oh, man. You spend a week in Iowa. You eat our food. You don't get broke. You stay up.
I can't wait to do a travel vlog of Iowa. It's gonna be great, man.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh yeah.
I lived all over, and I came back here to raise a family. So,
yeah.
I mean, you only get beat when you don't get back up. That's how it is. So, I mean, I think Purdy's got it. I mean, I'm not even a big 49ers fan. I grew up in my dad's house, and if you didn't bleed Texas Cowboy blue, you had to get out. And sooner or later, that came to fruition. But
he kicked you out of the house?
Oh yeah.
Wow. All right, man. Well, I'm sorry. We could talk about that another time.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just trying to say, I'm a Chicago fan. They're doing their thing, trying to for the last 100 years, but whatever. But I give props to the 49ers. I mean, they're rocking it. They got the O line, they got the D line going. Brock Purdy's in there now. I think you guys are safe. And
thanks, Bob.
Anyway,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you have a good one.
All right, you too, Bob. He just came here to make Niner fans feel awful about Trey Lance, but also great about Brock Purdy. He was very nice what he did. He's a therapist. Lance throws ball deep. We need that, period. Lance throws ball deep. We need that, period. Yep, pretty much. Couldn't have put it better myself. All right. Who's up next? Lawless. Lawless? I like it. What's up, man? How you doing? He's frozen. He's frozen in time. Come back to Lawless. Ezio, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Grant?
How you doing?
I kind of joined in late, so if I'm repeating myself or you already covered this, let me know. But I think, the Jimmy G injury, it's obviously I hate the fact that the guy went down, but I think it might be a blessing in disguise, meaning that I think the timetable for Trey Lance is like wide open right now, right? Like he's supposed to come back late December, early January, which there's a lot of pressure on the guy because obviously Jimmy you can say Jimmy carried the team, but the team has a good record. We're Super Bowl contenders, and so to come in on a fifth start and make a Super Bowl push, it's kind of tough, especially when you might have to travel to Philly, to the East Coast in the cold. But I also feel like if we would have made a deep playoff run with Jimmy G, like NFC Championship or even a Super Bowl run with Jimmy G, like I think the whole quarterback drama would have kept on going, how it's been going. So I think with Jimmy being out, I hate injuries, but I think it might be a blessing in disguise. And even for him, like he can move on to a different team like Atlanta or or maybe the Colts somewhere that they might give him 3-4 years. And because he's still young, he's like 31, right? Give or take. So he can get some money, be stable for a couple of years, and it's a happily ever after movie. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and because if Brock Purdy can show he can do on the Niners what Jimmy can do, then there's no reason to bring Jimmy back. Ezio, I got 15 minutes left. I got to go through some calls, but thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, take care. Let me try Lawless again. You there, Lawless? We talking? We talking football?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay, what's up?
You already know. Come on. Back to that last dude. Look, man.
Yeah.
If we're not ready to be patient with Trey Lance, then we might as well let him go. 49ers fans are super spoiled. So, I mean, if that's the case, then that's got to be the case. But we gave up 3 draft picks for him. So I'm not really ready to just let that be what it is.
You're too invested to just give up now. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Dude, way too much invested. Yeah. But really, the reason I called because I'm kind of coming to terms with who Kyle Shanahan is. And he's kind of made it obvious through time what kind of quarterbacks he really wants. So forget the Tom Brady thing. Let's go back to the draft where we passed Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. And talks in the middle of that whole situation. So I'm like, it's kind of obvious. And this is what really puts the nail in the coffin. Brock Purdy comes in and throws over 30 passes a game. Like, are you kidding me?
You trust him?
We got a third-string quarterback coming in, and he's trusting him to do that. Right. So it kind of shows me what kind of quarterback Kyle really kind of wants. So it makes me think Trey Lance is really like a project. Expensive project, but it was a project, So, but what I'm saying what I say all this to say is like, with Kyle
he's trying to mold
I'm
Trey
kinda
into
at
something
peace
else
now because I really see.
Yeah.
Oh, period. It's been all Niner fans in a situation where we never just have the right quarterback. But in this year, now we're depending on a damn Disney script to get to the Super Bowl because this guy can't make up his mind about what kind of quarterback we should have. So
it is definitely a Disney script, and it's
I'm
fun,
just like,
but it could all fall apart. Yeah. Well, it's Cinderella now, right? And so it could be it might be midnight this weekend.
Yeah.
You know. All right, Lawless.
All right, man. You have a good one, man.
All
I ain't gonna hold you.
Peace, man.
Yeah.
All right, take care. He's on the run from the laws, man. Lawless. I love that. Matthew Sanders says, I'm no stan, but Niners are legit Super Bowl contender with third-string quarterback, UDFA center, UDFA running back. This was not the plan, and I think Kyle deserves some props. I don't think Kyle gets any props from anyone. That's the thing about Kyle. No one ever gives him his props. Henry, I'm going to bring you on the show, but you've been eating for like a half an hour. I keep waiting for you to finish your meal, and you're like, you're still going. So I'm going to let you finish, but you got a spot when you're ready. Legendary answers only, man. What's up?
How you doing?
We've had trouble with your audio, so let's see what we can do, man.
Hey, so it's good now, right?
So far.
All right, yeah. I got some I went and got some earbuds just so I can get on the show. All right, so can you hear me clear? Okay, all right, cool, man. Hey, so I don't know who pissed in that guy's Cheerios earlier from Iowa. You know what I mean? Like what
random. Super random, yeah.
All right, dude. Maybe he had an argument with his wife before he got on. I have no idea. All right, dude. But anyways, man, we just like you said, bro. We invested 3 number 1 picks for Trey Lance. That has to work, right? And I will give props to Kyle Shanahan. I've been very critical of him, for like the last couple seasons, honestly. But he has built this offense to where we do not need a Patrick Mahomes like quarterback. Right? Like, so any quarterback honestly can benefit
to win the division.
Yeah.
Yes.
Win the division. Right? Like, and that's kind of like, but that's the goal coming in. Right? That's always, if you look at great coaches like Pete Carroll, right? Like,
division, give yourself a chance.
Exactly. Like, so
give yourself a chance. Yeah.
That's business first. So once we get to the playoffs, then it's a whole nother ball game. And I mean, come on, man. Like, what coach in the league do you trust more? With bringing out his bag of tricks for 3 games. I mean, there's not too many quarterback. I mean, there's not too many coaches in the league that you can trust with that type of decision.
Sean Payton's out. That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Kyle is one of them, man. And I know we've been talking all week about, the whole Trey Lance and Brock Purdy situation. What a lot of people don't understand and why, Juice and Kittle was so stoked about Jimmy G coming back with Trey Lance is because, there's a whole lot more plays that you have to learn with Trey Lance because he's a different type of QB than Jimmy G. But I think it's easier to transition with Brock Purdy because he is a pocket quarterback, and he's a little bit better than Jimmy as far as accuracy and ball placement, so the wide receivers can get the ball easier. So I think that transition is going to be a little bit easier, and that's what makes me optimistic about this Brock Purdy experiment going forward. Rather than with Trey Lance, they had to learn a whole different system with him. With the tweaks. So if the game plan can stay the same how it was with Jimmy G, and we can just continue to move forward.
Love it, man. Good stuff. I got to take the next call.
Thanks, man.
Good
Cool.
to see you, man.
All right.
I just want to say real quick, the chat is so funny. You guys are awful. It's like the Apollo. I mean, you guys are terrible. I just want to say that I'm reading and you guys are awful, and I do not condone what any of you guys are saying. Henry, you good?
Hey, what's up, Brent, man?
What's up, man?
That food was good.
I could tell, man. You wouldn't stop. You going to town? What was it?
Okay. The food. It was some green beans, sausage, and some chicken breast.
Ooh, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Port Arthur, Texas.
Okay.
Land of the trio. Well,
all right. Okay, you and Pimp C. Let's go. Okay, it's cool. I love it.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I'm a 49er fan. Grew up, 49er fan. Most of my family, they Kyle grew up fans. I don't deal with them. But
okay.
I called putting this on some Kyle's mind because since Jimmy out of there right now, which I used to be a Jimmy fan, but he kind of remind me of you remember that Orlando Magic Rockets championship when Nick Anderson was an 85% free throw shooter. And then right after he missed one of them free throws in the finals, he like started declining to like a 40-some% free throw shooter. When Jimmy missed that deep throw in that Super Bowl in 19, he's been on a decline ever since to me.
Yeah, mentally, he never got over that. It's the defining moment of his career, and he failed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now I'm a big Trey supporter right now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him a couple of his games preseason. He got a nice deep ball, nice little touch on it, everything. But
he does.
I know we got Brock Purdy right now. Now I really hope Trey come back at the end of this year sometime. But I look at Brock Purdy being practicing with the number 2s and the number 3s. So we have a wide receiver that can open up this offense that we haven't been able to play.
Exactly. And he's been working with Brock Purdy, so
exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of callers not realizing that if we can get Danny Gray up in there along with Brock Purdy, it could stretch open that field and open up some of that offense. And especially if Trey come back, it's really gonna help out a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming this Sunday. And up and coming Sundays, because
Danny Gray, he's from Texas. He's from Dallas, right?
Yeah.
He's from Dallas.
That 4.33 speed,
time to use it.
In fact, that clip you had put on there, I think that was you that put that clip on YouTube when he had Patrick Peterson against the Vikings.
Sure.
It was that joint practice. Oh, he smoked him bad, man.
Whew. Yes, he did. I'd like to actually see that in a game. Give him a chance.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. So another thing, I think Brock Purdy plays well. Saying he's just probably a better version of Jimmy to me, because I think Brock and
cheaper, younger.
Yeah,
healthier,
he's gonna be
more
cheaper,
mobile,
younger, healthier. So I think they can let Jimmy walk.
Brock to me is the it's the ticket away from Jimmy Garoppolo. It's finally allows them to move on because it's potentially someone who can do what Jimmy does for a lot cheaper without the baggage. Yep.
And another thing, a lot of people be saying 49ers traded 3 first-round picks for Trey. They really traded 2 first-round picks for Trey. Because
they traded 2 and swapped 1.
Exactly.
But they essentially spent 3 years worth of first-round picks on Trey.
I mean,
so they got to make it work.
3.
But they traded 2 and swapped 1. Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like that. So
I feel you.
So I mean, but I believe Trey is coming back, and if Debo really put that tweet out there, I think he knows a little something behind the scenes, and I think Debo.
No, I think that they're saying that was it was a fake account. So I don't want to spread misinformation. They're saying it was a fake account.
Yeah,
but I still think Trey's coming back.
I think he is too.
Henry, I got to take a couple more calls. This show's over in 5 minutes, man. But call in anytime.
All right. I got
Port Arthur's finest. Love it.
All right.
Hold up. All right, TN. We're going from Port Arthur to
oh yeah,
Memphis.
Man, that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Memphis 10.
Pimp C.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P. Pimp Chad. Dude, did you write the script for this season? Because everything we talked about at the beginning of the damn season happened. We talked about the shirt in the pool Debo, which got traction. Let's see. Jimmy did what Jimmy does. We got the full Jimmy experience in 6 games.
Yeah, that was fast.
You said Kyle was going to, pardon the French, fuck it up with Trey, which he did.
He did. Didn't take long.
Let's see. The defense was going to be good. So, what? And you said Brock Purdy was going to be playing. So, all right, come on. Tell me. How's the end, correct? Is the Super Bowl? Come on,
I'm
man.
afraid that it's going to be ending with Josh Johnson starting a playoff game. That's what I'm afraid of. And not because Brock's going to get benched or anything. It's just,
come on, man.
I mean, what's the pattern here? You hate predicting injuries because that's messed up, dude. This is someone's life, but damn, dude. I mean, that's the pattern with this team. So I just hope they can keep Brock Purdy upright. He's
McGlinchey got to go. McGlinchey got to go.
Got to.
There's no. Well, nah, Mike, you got to be out. And I know you got a couple other calls. I'm gonna make it quick. The whole Brady thing, we need to stop changing the narrative. Brady was asked that year before when he wanted to come to the 49ers. He ended his playoff game with a first-round exit and a pick 6. So,
he did.
Revisionist history. He went to a loaded team because, remember, he had 2,000-yard receivers. They had a decent running back. They had a decent defense. It was plug and play. But in your defense, you could say the Niners had the same thing.
Exactly. And what
we
the Patriots didn't have was any of that. So,
Yeah, but we don't have 6'5" receivers that can go catch whatever type of passes because Mike Evans is a whole cheat code. He's probably one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL that nobody talks about just because.
Especially 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Especially 3 years ago. Yeah.
1,000 yards. So with the game on Sunday, I think it's going to be competitive. Brady struggled with the fight in Dennis Allen. Come on, man. We're playing a real defensive.
So do the Niners.
Yeah, but it was Jimmy, dude.
Yeah, but they got Brock now, baby.
Well, at least Kyle opened up the damn playbook with Brock. It kind of reminds me when Jimmy first came. Oh, think about it. When Jimmy first came, he was just ad-libbing. I think that's kind of what happened with Brock. It was a situation where Kyle was like, well, damn, I ain't have anything planned for this, so just go out there and do your thing. And what happened? Threw the ball in.
All right, man. We'll see what happens, Memphis, Tennessee. Love to see you,
man. All right, man. Good seeing you.
All right, Daniel, you're going to be the last call of the day. NC Thrifter, Marcus, I'm sorry. I got to be done at 11:30. I got to get the hell out of here. I'm so sorry. I can't get everyone all the time. Daniel, let's go. You got 3 minutes.
Yo, I'm going to make it
What's
quick
up?
for you, Grant.
Sure.
So, I'm getting sort of sick and tired of our fan base, right? Like the whole quarterback controversy, like week in, week out. It's getting sort of tiring.
Ends. Yeah.
And so if Debo is coming out and saying anything about Trey, shit, at this point, Trey needs more people on his side. Because it's like Trey's like the odd man out, and he's who they invested their entire future on. So it's like if Jimmy could get Kittle, Juszczyk, and whoever else, we need to start having that same sort of love. So hopefully the fan base could start. I don't know, man. It's just tiring.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Other than that, the main reason why I wanted to call in. So when you were in Mexico, you were talking about the fans there and how it's loud and crazy. So I went to the Dolphin game this past weekend with that in mind. Like, I was like, you know what? Grant was talking about the fan base. I really never pay attention at Niners games. It was freaking quiet, Grant. Like, the whole game was just a quiet game. And it's like,
I got 1 minute left in the show, man. Yeah. I got to go. Sorry, Daniel. Thanks for calling in.
No worries.
All right. NC Thrifter, you got 30 seconds.
What's up, Grant? I just want to say, give you props real quick. Because beginning of the year, I didn't believe you when you said they were going to use Trey the way they used him in that first game against Arizona. I believe they're going to use him the way they did against the Texans. They didn't. He got hurt. And I will say this too, real quick. I don't understand why everyone said when he beat the Texans, which was a must-win game in order for us to make the playoffs, or that last game wouldn't have counted. They're like, oh, it's just the Texans. They no good. They just won their last 4 games, but just the Texans. But yeah, Purdy, who I like, wins this game, and they're like, oh, he looks so good, all this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's like double standard all the way. But
no doubt.
Grant.
Hey, good stuff, man. Call in again. I'll give you a longer time next time. Sorry about that, man.
Good deal.
I got you next time. All right, man. Marcus, 30 seconds, baby.
3 questions.
Sure.
I want to get your pulse.
Okay.
Over 2.5 games, winning the rest of the way this season.
Over. I think over.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question.
I think they could win with Josh Johnson. Seriously. Yeah.
Defense wins championships. Next question. Over under 0.5 games played for Trey Lance. Where you at?
Under, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
I wonder. I'm trying to read the tea leaves here. What do you think? Over?
Over.
I love it. I love your optimism. Last one.
Last one. Playoff games. Over under 1 game won in the playoffs. Over under.
Over.
Yes.
Over.
Love you, Grant.
See you, Marcus. Good stuff, dude. Thank you. That was great. Kyle, real quick, why can't we win with Purdy? Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl throwing that money. Purdy can put up those numbers. We need a game manager. That's what he needs to prepare for. Well, you know what? This will be an interesting test. Can the Niners win a Super Bowl dinking and dunking? I submit that they cannot. I think that's why they got Trey Lance, who's not a dinker. He's a dinker. Neither a dinker nor a dunker is Trey Lance. McSack needs to be McBenched, always getting McPushed back. Yep. Mike McInjury needs to be benched. LOL. I think all the different Mc jokes that you can make about his name are pretty McFunny. Thank you everyone for calling in and watching. I'm out. I'll be back later today. They start talking the players and stuff like around 2:30, 2:45. So see you in the afternoon. Adios.